Did you know that your brain processes information faster than a supercar at 270 miles per hour? It's true. The fastest car in the world clocked in at 331 miles per hour. So it's safe to say that your brain is working really, really fast, even as you're watching this video. So your brain is a superhighway of neurons. It's processing all of your thoughts and your emotions, your speech, your movements, all without you really even thinking about it. Because it just comes so naturally and easily, people don't think about taking care of their brain. But I assure you, this is the #1 topic that my audience wants to hear about: taking care of your brain so that you have better mental clarity, preventing dementia and Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And there's a lot of things that you can do about that you may not be aware of that I'm going to talk about in this video to preserve your brain and improve your mental clarity. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Wendy Myers of MyersDetox.com, and in this video I'm going to talk about 5 ways that you can naturally improve your brain function and what you can do to fix it. First, I'll discuss what can interfere in brain function. So #1 is heavy metal toxicity. So no matter what you clean your home with, no matter what natural products you use, natural beauty products, eating organic food, super healthy diet, you're living a healthy lifestyle, heavy metals are everywhere in our environment. It's stated that there's 140,000 different toxins in our environment, but heavy metals are a big target for your brain. So heavy metals deposit in your central nervous system and the fat tissue of your nervous system and your brain. So heavy metals in particular are a big problem that interfere in brain function. So there's 3 extra dangerous heavy metals I'm going to talk about in this video. So #1 is lead. So lead is found in air pollution, it's found in paints, it can be found in water sources. It's very prevalent in our environment because it was used in paints. So the majority of homes, over 50% of homes, have lead in the inside or the outside of the home. So anyone who's restoring their home, if you have a neighbor that's repainting or restoring the home or demolishing a wall, you could have lead dust everywhere, and that's especially dangerous if you have young children in the home. We can have lead pipes that are in our home, lead main drains. Even if you have, natural pipes in your home, you have copper or PVC pipes in your home, the main drain can have lead in it. That's the water that's going into your home. Lead is a big problem in a lot of water sources. And air pollution is one of the #1 sources of lead as well. So people are breathing in, polluted air in so many different urban cities. So that lead does get into your brain and in your central nervous system, and it impacts your mitochondria's ability to produce energy as well. So lead is bad news. So there's some more sources of lead that may really surprise you. So mascara and lipstick are huge sources of lead, and when you're using these every single day, putting your makeup, using your cosmetics every single day, those small sources can add up over time, and anything you're putting on your skin can absorb directly into your bloodstream. I also made another video about that. It's the top 7 toxins found in your beauty products. You can check that out right here. If you wear makeup or use beauty products, you want to check out this video. You're gonna be really shocked. Lead can also be found in hair dyes, especially black hair dyes. It can also be found in cigarette smoke. So even if you don't smoke, if you're around a lot of secondhand smoke, you could be inhaling a lot of lead along with that. And so what lead does to your brain is it interferes in the energy needed to run your brain. It also interferes in your neurotransmitter production, and it causes a lot of different issues that can lead to dementia and Parkinson's. So the next heavy metal you want to be worried about when it comes to your brain is mercury. So mercury can cause nerve damage and also cause over 100 different symptoms, including fatigue and brain fog as well. Mercury is so prevalent in our environment, and that mercury can get into your brain and your central nervous system. Mercury is very neurophilic. It loves the fat in your brain, loves the fat in your cell membranes as well. And so what happens is when you ingest mercury from fish, from air pollution, from shellfish. There's 400 different medications that contain mercury. There's a lot of sources of mercury in our environment today, including smog from cars, the burning of coal for industry and fuel. It can also be found in mercury dental amalgam fillings as well. And so when someone asks me about mercury, people say, should I stop eating fish? Should I stop eating shellfish? And my answer to that is no. We can't vilify any one food source that might contain heavy metals. All our food today is contaminated to a certain degree with chemicals and pesticides and heavy metals. So you just want to avoid the larger migratory predatory fish, like the large fin tuna, like the tuna that's used for sushi. You want to avoid shark, you want to avoid these larger fish, but the smaller fish are okay to eat. The salmon, the herring, the mackerel, the sardines, the anchovies, those are great. They don't live long enough to accumulate much mercury, so we don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We just want to make sensible choices and do detoxing on a regular basis. So the next metal I want to talk about is aluminum. So aluminum is notorious for causing dementia and Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So aluminum causes a lot of different problems in the brain. It kills brain cells. It interferes in neurotransmitter production. It interferes in nerve cell transmission, so it can just slow down neural processing and brain processing. So you can find aluminum in processed cheese. You can find it in antiperspirants and deodorants. You can find it in cigarette smoke. You can find it in aluminum and tin foil. So any kind of aluminum foil you're using for cooking. It can also be found in aluminum cookware. It's that cookware that's used at a lot of restaurants. It's really cheap. It's really light. A lot of restaurants will use aluminum silverware, aluminum utensils. And when you cook with aluminum, all that can get in your food, especially if the food is kind of acidic, like cooking a tomato marinara sauce in an aluminum pot. That can be really, really problematic and leach a lot of aluminum into your food. So be careful with using aluminum for cooking. I suggest avoiding it. And a big problem with aluminum is that it can poison enzymes that transport nutrients into your mitochondria, reducing your body's ability to produce energies. So number 2 is mitochondrial dysfunction. So why is this on my list? So mitochondria produce our cells' energy. There are little cells powerhouses that produce ATP, or the energy currency of our bodies and our brain. So your brain uses 20% of the energy that your mitochondria produce. So this is going to have a dramatic impact on your brain if your mitochondria are not able to produce enough energy. So mitochondrial poisons are something I talk a lot about in my work. And these are heavy metals like arsenic, tin, aluminum, thallium, and cesium. There's also mercury and lead that poison enzymes that help your mitochondria to produce ATP, or your body's energy. And so when you have a lot of these different heavy metals and poisons in your body, you're going to have a reduced ability to produce energy, and this is going to have a direct impact on your brain's functioning. So we need to do things like detox your brain and take nutrients that promote mitochondrial health. So number 3 is stress. So many people don't realize that they live with chronic stress for so many years. I think people don't realize how much stress they're under. And I'm going to be talking a lot more about childhood trauma and emotional trauma and how that raises our body's stress set point so that we're always producing stress hormones. And people, they don't even realize it because they've been like this since childhood. And then we also have the everyday stressors like the financial stress, the emotional stress, work stress, nutritional stress even. And then we also have invisible stressors like EMF, or electromagnetic fields, that cause different health issues in your body. They affect your brain waves, they affect your heart waves, they affect your body's energy field, they reduce your body's ability to produce energy, they make you fatigued, they cause a lot of stress in the body, and you're not even aware of it because the levels of EMF in our environment have been increasing slowly but surely. So EMF sources are things like your Wi-Fi, your computer, your cell phone, the electricity in your walls, the EMF satellites that are being released hundreds at a time every single month. There's a lot of sources of EMF in your environment, and they're stressing you out. So stress can even increase your risk of cognitive diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia and Parkinson's. So it's really critically important to do things to reduce your stress levels, to improve your brain functioning and prevent different forms of dementia. So by the way, if you want a quick exercise to reduce your stress levels super fast, I have a video on how to reduce your stress levels in 5 minutes. This is a super simple technique that you can use, that I use all the time to reduce my stress levels, so check that out. So what are some symptoms of brain dysfunction? So some common symptoms are insomnia, inability to concentrate, fatigue can be one of them that indirectly affects your brain. You can also have irritability, you can have anxiety and depression. You can have memory loss, impaired learning, and brain fog. So when some people have these symptoms, they reach for pharmaceuticals right away, but not so fast. There are a bunch of unconventional ways that I want to talk about in this video about how you can improve your brain health. So here are my top 5 natural ways to improve your brain health. So number 1, you want to improve your mitochondrial functioning. So if you have heavy metal toxicity in your body, I assure you your mitochondrial health will be affected and you'll have a reduced ability to produce energy. So what you need to do first is restore mitochondrial health. So you want to give your mitochondria the nutrients that it needs to function optimally. So taking a trace mineral, magnesium, zinc, boron, and B vitamins are great assistants to help your mitochondria produce energy. And that's why I recommend avocado, asparagus, pomegranate, and broccoli, which are packed with these nutrients. So feeding your mitochondria are essential and nourishing them, but you also need to remove the toxins and the roadblocks interfering in their function in the first place. So number 2 on my list is removing heavy metals and detoxing. So I mentioned that there are heavy metals like arsenic, aluminum, tin, thallium, and cesium, and also mercury and lead that dramatically impact your mitochondria's ability to function properly and produce energy. So what they do is they poison enzymes that transports nutrients into your mitochondria, and the only way to resolve this is to remove these heavy metals out of your body. And I wrote a whole book on this called Limitless Energy, How to Detox Heavy Metals That Cause Exhaustion and Chronic Fatigue. You can find that on Amazon, also the link below this video. So I know a lot about this subject. I've been studying it for a long time. And so there are 3 nutrients that are super effective at detoxing heavy metals. So number 1 is fulvic acid. Fulvic acid is something that's found in the soil, it's found in ancient deposits, and you can harness the power of fulvic and humic acid, which are great detoxifiers. They love to bind on heavy metals and help you take them out of the body. They also give you tons of minerals. There's many, many benefits to fulvic and humic acid. They reduce inflammation in your body and brain as well. The second nutrient that's fantastic is grapefruit pectin. So this is a citrus pectin that's fantastic at removing 74% of the heavy metals in your body. And there's lots of research that shows the effectiveness of these types of pectins in binding onto and kind of absorbing toxins like a sponge and take them out of your body. And grapefruit pectin is one of the most effective pectins out there. The next nutrient that's fantastic is cilantro. So cilantro extract specifically is great at binding on to different heavy metals and escorting them out of your body. So the name of the game is finding nutrients like this that bind on to heavy metals and take them out of your body. And these are my top 3 nutrients that do that. These are all found in a product that I formulated called CitraCleanse. So CitraCleanse is a product that it's a binder. It's a natural heavy metal toxin binder that's super, super gentle. And that's what I recommend for kind of absorbing all these toxins like a sponge. So there's also a lot of things you can do to prevent toxins from getting into your body in the first place. Like, looking at your cosmetics, your beauty products, eating an organic diet. But even if you do all of those things, you're still going to get a lot of heavy metals entering your body from air pollution and from water and from other sources as well. So you really do have to think about detoxing your body, not just preventing their entry into your body through these various strategies. So number 3, you need to reduce your stress levels and relax. So there's a lot of different ways to do this, but toning your vagus nerve is one of the best things that you can do to reduce stress. Because it's not enough just to go do a yoga class and go do some meditation. That really doesn't get to the root cause of why you feel stressed out. So you can do things like ice water baths, you can do coffee enemas, You can do gurgling, you can do singing. There's a lot of different ways to improve your vagus nerve tone. There's also a device called the Modius Health device that you put, it's like a headband, you put it on your head. You could attach it to your vestibular bone right here, and it kind of vibrates this bone and indirectly improves vagus nerve tone. Lots of different tips like that in the download below. This is an e-guide that I wrote that has 13 different tips on how to improve vagus nerve tone. And so it's about vagus nerve stimulation. And so these are some of the best things that you can do to lower your stress levels. Vagus nerve stimulation is #1 on my list. But after that, doing something really easy is deep breathing. So a form of deep breathing that's really effective is diaphragmatic breathing. And so there's a video that I made right here that you can check out, how to reduce your stress levels in 5 minutes. So go check that video out right here. I talk in depth about how to do this type of breathing to lower your stress levels fast. So the fourth thing on my list is getting a good night's sleep. So this is something that is just so simple and so basic, but so many people out there are not getting enough sleep. Some research shows that 40% of Americans get less than 5 hours of sleep per night, and they wonder why they don't feel good. They wonder why their brain isn't functioning and they can't focus and concentrate. So getting a good night's sleep is key. And so there's a lot of things that you can do to improve your sleep. You can wear a harmony pendant. This harmony pendant is amazing for reducing your stress levels quick and improving sleep. You can also, you need to go to bed at an early time. Being in bed by 9:30 or 10 p.m. and being asleep by 11 p.m. is key. The earlier you go to bed, usually the longer you end up sleeping. You also want to black out your curtains at night. That's also a great way to sleep, using a sleep mask as well, sleeping in a really cold room. Lots and lots of tips on how to improve your sleep. I have lots of information and lots of videos on this channel about how to improve your sleep. I can't stress enough how important a good night's sleep is to improve your brain health. Your lymphatic system is where your brain dumps all the toxins at night and to carry it out of the brain. And so if you don't get enough sleep, you're not getting rid of the toxins in your brain that can lead to dementia and other problems and poor cognitive functioning, poor neurotransmitter production. So it's really important to get a good night's sleep in order for your brain to detox, because if you get less than 5 hours of sleep per night, or even 6 hours a night, and you do that over decades and years, that's a lot of toxin building up over time. That's when people start getting into trouble in their 30s and 40s and 50s, and they've compromised their sleep. So you gotta sleep if you want your brain to detox, if you want your brain to function and regenerate and recover so it functions well the next day. Number 5, you want to increase your neuronal BDNF. So BDNF is brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and this is really important for the growth and the survival of nerve cells in your brain. It participates in the brain's ability to create and form new pathways for learning and memory. BDNF also protects your nerve cells from damage. And when you have low levels, this is associated with neurological diseases like multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and Huntington's disease. Research shows that even people with mental illness like schizophrenia suffer from low BDNF. And so really anyone can benefit from eating foods that are high in BDNF, like broccoli sprouts. So these are high in sulforaphane. So if you're looking to increase your BDNF and get more broccoli sprouts in your diet, I created a great product called Daily Detox. It's a 100% organic superfood formula. It contains a potent dose of broccoli sprouts along with other organic superfoods that not only support your brain health, but also support your immunity, give you more energy, and support your liver for detoxification as well. So you can check that out at the link below. So that's it for today. Those are my top 5 tips on how to improve your brain health. Thanks for tuning in. If this video helped you, please share it with your friends and family or loved ones who you think may need to hear this message, and I'll see you on the next video.